Hello everyone, welcome to this video. In this video, we shall be taking up a question from IIT-JAM 2019 consisting of 2 marks. Now this is a multiple select question over here. So the approach to solve this question would be taking up examples of vector f and vector g and small scalar function g such that which of the following identities are not correct for those examples. So we'll rule out the incorrect options and we'll be left with the options which are correct, right? So let's start. So let me take the vector f. This you may take any vector, and if any of the these equalities they are not equal, the identities came out to be not equal, you may cross that option out, right? So I'm taking the vector f to be 2x I cap plus 3y j cap plus 6k cap. I'm taking the vector g to be y I cap plus z j cap plus x k cap, and I'm taking small g to be the scalar function 2xyz. You may take any values as you like. So first of all, we are looking at the option number A and option number B. For option A, we are to first calculate this left hand side. So it would be calculating del dot vector f cross with vector g. So what is first of all, we are to calculate what is this cross product, vector f cross with vector g. So all of you know how to calculate this cross product. So let me write down the components for vector f. They are 2x, 3y and 6. The components for g, they are y, z and x, right? So when you solve this, you will have here 3yx minus 6z, right, minus j cap. Then you have 2x square minus 6y, and then plus k cap you have 2xz minus 3y square. So this is the f cross g. Now you are to take the dot product of this particular vector with the vector del. So that means you are to evaluate del by del x of 3yx minus 6z plus del by del y of 2x square minus 6y, and then del by del z of 2xz minus 3y square, right? You know what is this vector operator del? That is del by del x I cap plus del by del y j cap plus del by del z k cap. So accordingly you have this vector. So when you solve this out, you have the value as 3y minus 6 plus 2x. So this is your left hand side for option number A. Now in order to determine the right hand side, we'll go by calculating this vector over here, g dot del cross f, right? So vector g dot del cross f. So what is this vector? So first of all, we are to calculate del cross vector f, right? So again we have to compute this determinant. We'll write the components for del vector, del by del x, del by del y, del by del z. We'll write the components for vector f, that would be 2x, 3y and 6, and then we'll compute this product over here. So that means it would be 0 minus 0. Why? Because you see we are to take the partial derivatives over here. J cap 0 minus 0, and then k cap 0 minus 0. So eventually this vector del cross f is coming out to be 0 vector, right? 0 vector. So finally you are to take the dot product with g. G is this vector y I cap plus z k cap plus x, sorry, j cap and x k cap dot with 0 vector, which is obviously going to be 0. So one part is coming to be 0 here. For the second part, for option A, we are to compute f dot del cross g. So f cross f dot del cross G. Yes. So first of all, we'll be computing del cross vector G. So that would be calculating this determinant, del by del x, del by del y, del by del z, and the components for vector G. Now what is vector G? Our vector G is yi cap, so y here, z here, and x here. So when you compute this, you have I cap into 0 minus 1, and then minus j cap. According to this, you have 1 minus 0, and then plus k cap, you have 0 minus 1. So you get the vector as minus I cap minus j cap minus k cap. So now next thing is you are to take the dot of this vector with vector f. Now what was your vector f? It was 2x I cap plus 3y j cap plus 6k cap dot with the computed vector, that is minus I cap minus j cap minus k cap. So that is nothing but minus 2x minus 3y minus 6. So you have the second part and you have this first part of the right hand side. So when you add up these two for the first part, for the option A, when you subtract these two, you obtain the right hand side as minus 2x minus 3y minus 6. Now let's look at our left hand side. Our left hand side is this. So obviously they are not equal, so we may rule out. When you subtract them, you have 0 minus of this thing. So that is 2x plus 3y plus 6. Yes. So which is exactly equal to your left hand side. Here it should be plus. Yes, here it should be plus. You may check up the calculation. So this quantity is plus here. Yes. So your left hand side and right hand side are equal for option A. So we may not rule out. But for option B, if you add up the equation 1 and equation 2, your right hand side would become 0 plus of minus 2x minus 3y minus 6. So that is minus 2x minus 3y minus 6. So basically this in this case your left hand side is not equal to your right hand side. Therefore we may rule out option number B here. So option B is incorrect. Option A might also be incorrect, but as for this result, this is correct. Okay, now let's move on to our next two results. They are based upon small g and capital F. So let me rewrite what is your capital F and small g. So small g is nothing but 2xyz and vector f, that is your 2x I cap plus 3y j cap plus 6k cap, right? Your identity C, it says that you have to compute del dot gf. So this is the left hand side for both options. So let's first compute this only. So del dot gf, what is g? 2xyz, and then you have vector f. Vector f is 2x I cap plus 3y j cap plus 6k cap. So this would be del dot 4x square yz I cap. Then you have 6xy square z j cap, and then you have plus 12xyz k cap. Now when you take the del of this, the divergence of this vector, so it would be equal to 8xyz plus 12xyz plus 12xy. So this is nothing but 20xyz plus 12xy. So this is the left hand side in both the case for your option C and option D. Now looking at the right hand side, which is for option D, it is G del dot F plus del G dot F, and for the part C it is G del dot F minus del G dot F, right? So here we only have a change in sign, so let's calculate these two. So for that we are calculating G del dot F plus minus, so let's take both of the cases together. So it would be del G dot vector F. So what is G? It is 2xyz. What is vector del? That is del by del x I cap plus del by del y j cap plus del by del z k cap dot with the vector F. Vector F is, what is your vector F? It is 2x I cap plus 3y j cap plus 6k cap, right? Plus minus the vector del operated onto G. What is G? It is 2xyz, and then you are to perform this dot with vector F. So that is 2x I cap plus 3y j cap plus 6k cap, right? So let's do this calculation, 2xyz as such. So when you take when you perform this calculation, it is 2 and then you have 3 here, right? Plus minus, and then when you calculate this you have 2yz plus 2xz plus 2xy dot with, and moreover I cap, j cap and k cap dot with the vector 2x I cap plus 3y j cap plus 6k cap. So it is 2xyz into 5, so that is 10xyz plus minus, so it would be 4xyz plus 6xyz plus 12xy, right? So it would be 10xyz plus minus 10xyz plus 12xy. So now you see, for it to become the left hand side you require 20xyz, so that would only be possible when you add up these two. Therefore your option left hand side would be equal to right hand side whenever you take the plus sign, right? So with the plus sign, your option C is incorrect, D is correct. So that means, going back to the options, your C option is incorrect, D is correct. So we have two correct options, which are option A and option D. So I in this example, in this question, I told you method or a way by which you may check out the correct options. You may also take simpler examples in order to verify this identity, right, in order to save time in the exam. So I hope you understood this question well. Well, that is it for this video. Thank you for watching.